It's scary. I hear you. Okay. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, we'll talk about. All right, talk about.
Tucked away in the northeastern part of the country, there is a place that is a quintessential snapshot of Americana. Fittingly, it is here that you will find the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. But the place that serves as a shrine to our national pastime has long had a sense of the international. There are 21 Hall of Famers born outside of the United States with plaques in Cooperstown. That number is soon to change, with the ballot debut of a superstar headlining a group comprised from around the globe. A flame-throwing reliever from Virginia, standing just 5'9", but reaching 100. A towering starter from California, with 3,000 strikeouts and 251 wins.
Sabathia, an absolute gem.
And a pair of outfielders, a switch-hitting five-tool star from Puerto Rico.
That's what they signed him for, consistency and power.
And an all-time great defender from Curaçao.
Oh, Andrew Jones with a magnificent catch.
But even with the long history of baseball relations between America and Japan, there has yet to be a player born in Japan to reach induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Until today.
Here's the man, Ichiro.
Entering the U.S. major leagues at a time when power and plate selection came into vogue, he was his own player, playing his own game from his own culture. Slashing for batting average, hitting for contact, with speed and precision on the bases, and an arm that was a weapon in right field.
Ichiro threw something out of Star Wars down there.
He was known simply by one name. Today, it's widely expected that Ichiro will become the first from his country and his continent to be immortalized here. Today, there could be a number of names called to honor, as we expect a worldwide welcome to Cooperstown, New York.
And welcome, everyone, to the 2025 Hall of Fame election announcement live on MLB Network. We'll be heading back to Cooperstown, New York for the live announcement in a matter of minutes in Studio 21. It's Greg Amsinger, my guys, Harold Reynolds, Tom Verducci, the great Bob Costas. Let's just dive right into the notable names on this BBWAA 2025 ballot. We're going to start with switch-hitting sensation Carlos Beltran. His third year on the ballot, 9-time All-Star. AL Rookie of the Year in 1999. 3 Gold Glove Awards. One of 5 players all-time with 400 more homers, 300 more stolen bases. Andrew Jones, 8th year on the ballot. 10 career Gold Gloves all in a row. Over 430 home runs, including 7 seasons of 30 or more home runs. An incredible 10-year peak with the Atlanta Braves. Sabathia on the ballot for the very first time. The 2007 American League Cy Young Award winner. He went 19-7, a 6-time All-Star, 09 World Series champ with the New York Yankees. Only 2 lefties have more strikeouts all time than CC. That's Randy Johnson and Steve Carlton. Ichiro Suzuki on the ballot for the first time. The 2001 American League MVP and Rookie of the Year, debuted in the States at the age of 27. 10 Gold Glove Awards, 10-time All-Star, 2 AL batting titles, the great Ichiro Suzuki. Chase Utley, longtime second baseman of the Philadelphia Phillies, his second year in the ballot, 6-time All-Star, 08 World Series champ, 4 Silver Slugger Awards, 252 home runs as a second baseman. That's the 6th all-time. And Billy Wagner, his 10th and final year on the ballot. He missed election by 5 votes last year. Career 2.31 ERA, 422 saves, 7-time All-Star, but only 903 career innings, which would be the fewest of any pitcher elected into Cooperstown. Tom Verducci, you are a member of the BBWAA. You get to vote for the Hall of Fame. Walk us through your ballot.
Okay, I'm going to start with Billy Wagner because, to me, that's the most drama. I don't know if he's getting in, but he certainly came close last year, 5 votes short, and it's his last year on the writers' ballot. So he's the only one on this list who is in his 10th and final year. I'm a smaller Hall guy. I've got Carlos Beltran. I did not vote for him in the first year because of the sign-stealing scandal in Houston. That was the penalty I assessed. And, of course, Sabathia, kind of easy for me. One of only 3 lefties, 250 wins and 3,000 punch-outs. And Ichiro, how can you not vote for Ichiro? One of the greatest hitters I've ever seen. More than 3,000 hits in the major leagues, 4,000 as a professional.
Did you come around on Billy Wagner?
I've been voting for him for a while. Maybe not that first year I didn't, but I did come around because I looked at the dominance. Again, he's the toughest pitcher to hit since the live ball era began in 1920. 900 innings or more, and he did that pitching in high-leverage situations. So that's a Hall of Famer, dominant at his position.
Let me ask you about Billy Wagner because, you know, we were talking earlier, when you watched him pitch, you knew you were seeing greatness. And so is it more positioning on the ballot at the time, or
I think it was. If you look at the average votes per ballot, it was high for a while there, 7-8 average. That's really high because there was, quite frankly, the PED guys were taking up a lot of space on the ballot. So you had to be judicious about your votes. But for me, it was about, I heard the noise that Billy didn't pitch enough innings, but he pitched his entire career in the most important parts of a ball game. Managers kept giving him the ball, and he kept delivering.
Now, Ichiro Suzuki, to me, seems like he has set himself apart from the rest of this class.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're talking about possibly unanimous.
Yeah, that's the only question. He's in by acclamation. Is he Mariano Rivera?
Right.
Unanimous? Or is he something closer to Derek Jeter, who missed by 1? Mm-hmm. And again, it was the same question to whoever the person is. Not so far as I know, that person has not been identified. Exactly what was your reasoning in not voting for Derek Jeter? And the same question will be posed to anybody, if there is anybody, who doesn't vote for Ichiro.
Well, I know I haven't seen anybody quite like Ichiro. To me, he made an art form out of hitting the ball softly. If you were an infielder and had to move 2 or 3 steps, you were not going to throw him out. So cue up Miss Roberta Flack.
Oh, that's great.
I'm going to look at Ichiro's milestone hits in his career, and they're all softly hit. Starting with hit number 1. Count how many times this bounces. We got 11. It might have been more. He's make a career out of doing that. How about the All-Star game with Randy Johnson on the mound? Look how fast he's out of the box. Randy hasn't even moved a step yet. He's already out of the box. There's no way you're winning that foot race. Again, if you're an infielder, you have to move 2 steps. You're not getting Ichiro. How about the hit that broke George Sisler's record for most hits in the season? Count the number of bounces here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it just keeps going on. He just hit them where they weren't. 2009, now we're going to go to. This is the 9th straight year in a row he has 200 hits. Look, he's out of the box already. The bat hasn't even hit the ground. This guy gets a running start out of the box. Put it in your pocket. You're never throwing him out. How about career hit number 3,500 as a professional? I want to watch him get down the line here because it took him 14 steps to get down the line. It's just so efficient. Lou Brock used to take 13 with a lead to get to second base. Ichiro was so quick down the line. How about this? Was a huge moment going back to Japan. Everybody wants to see what can he do. Watch his front foot here. I know Ichiro's front hip used to go out, but he actually stepped into the baseball. That's how he stayed on the baseball, even though that front hip looked like it was bailing out. That's another put-in-your-pocket base hit for Ichiro. How about another softly hit infield hit? Killed it softly again. He's not done yet. How about a third one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 11 bouncer. And how about a 4th one? I mean, it's just incredible the way that he can use that bat like a wand, really.
Yeah.
How about tying Pete Rose for the most career hits? Look how far his hip is away from the ball, but his head is on the ball. And I'm showing you a rarity, folks. That's an extra base hit for Ichiro here. And finally, we're going to go to 2019. This is his last hit. Of course, what's it going to be? Another 11 bouncer. Well, no, this actually is right in front of the plate. This I want you to watch his head here. This is a 2-strike approach where all he wants to do is put it in play. And that's all he did. But you know what? That's a base hit. Now, here's the last hit of his career. Another 11 bouncer up the middle. You paying attention here, folks? Because that's the bookend to a career. Hit number 1, and then 18 years later, hit number 3,089. Nothing changed. The same approach, the same swing, killing him softly for 18 years.
Yeah, the only comp, and the only one I can think of among players I've seen, it's not exact, but the only comp when you talk about using the bat like a wand would be Rod Carew.
You didn't see Willie Keeler?
I didn't. I didn't see Tris Speaker. I just missed them. Just missed them.
Hey, Tom, you did tell a great story earlier about he was a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, his dad really worked him so well growing up. He was a natural righter. His dad saw he did not have big size, right? Smaller guy. When he was drafted by Oryx, he was 5'9", 120 pounds. The manager there didn't think he was going to hit ever. He was so unorthodox, but his dad taught him to hit lefty because he could use his speed from that side of the plate. And the way he drifted that ball into the ball and got that running start, he had more than 600 infield hits in his career.
Is it really true he could hit 30 home runs if he wanted to in a season?
Yes. Now,
really?
He wouldn't be a career 300 hitter.
Yeah.
But he was that gifted.
He'd have to
Humble
sacrifice
superstar.
too much to do it, but he could have done it.
Humble superstar.
What a shame. I don't want to hit 30 homers.
Instead, he's dribbling balls up the middle. Humble superstar who could hear his name in moments. We're going to step aside. Brian Kenny, the president of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, Josh Rawitch, standing by. BK will not peak. He has promised not to. The live announcement coming your way after this on MLB Network.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, is still available with the Big Smasher Burger, and it's still just $10.99. So if it's all this or a drive-through, come on, it ain't rocket surgery, it's Chili's. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
We all know that we'll eventually need a will. Eventually. How about right now? Trust and Will has taken the process of creating your will and made it easy, like while you're lounging on the couch, easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys, but customized by you, one question at a time. All documents are state-specific, legally valid, and start at just $199. That's not a typo. Find the plan that's right for you at trustandwill.com.
Get connected to all the breaking news.
I think the market is really going to fly.
The analysts of MLB Tonight keep you connected with all things baseball during the offseason.
This is landscape changing.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network. Friday. With 3 great teams, New York City is the game's epicenter. But an unexpected move by 2 teams shakes up the country and the game itself. Baseball, directed by award-winning documentarian Ken Burns. Friday at 8 Eastern on MLB Network.
This is what you've been waiting for, folks.
It's the closest list in history of our rankings.
Show them who you are, kid. Show them who you are.
The top 10 shortstops right now. Wednesday at 8 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
Advil liquid gels are faster and stronger than Tylenol rapid release gels. Also from Advil, Advil Targeted Relief, the only topical with 4 powerful pain-fighting ingredients that start working on contact and lasts up to 8 hours.
If you recently lost health coverage due to a life change, healthcare.gov is here for you. Like it's there for Marcus. Even though he lost his job, he's not worried about finding a new health plan anymore. And Keisha, she turned 26 and went off her parents' insurance, so she found new, affordable coverage. And for the Moore family, when they lost Medicaid, they found a new plan that fits their budget. There are many other ways to qualify. Visit healthcare.gov, where millions have found the coverage they need.
Safe Light Repair. Safe Light Replace.
Nobody likes a cracked windshield. But at least you can go to SafeLight.com and schedule a fix in minutes.
Can confirm. Very easy.
SafeLight can come to you for free. And our highly trained techs can replace your windshield right at your home.
Safe Light Repair. Safe Light Replace.
Go to SafeLight.com and schedule a replacement today.
In December, the Classic Era Committee elected Dave Parker and the late Dick Allen into the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. Who will be joining those legends in the 2025 Hall of Fame class? It is finally time for the big news. Let's send it to Cooperstown. Brian Kenny with a special guest.
Greg, thank you so much. I'm with Josh Rawitch, of course. He's the president of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. A little after 8 o'clock Eastern time, or 8 o'clock international time in Tokyo. So it's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I know they're expecting big news. And Josh, again, is such a an international flair with this Hall of Fame class. We could be looking at a very big class as well.
Yeah, we've got some incredible names on the ballot, and honestly, just being on the ballot is something special. But as you mentioned, we try to celebrate the world joy of the game of baseball, and it's an exciting night for a lot of people in the game.
I know we've all been waiting. Again, this is a historic vote. You could be going here for a little while. We'll see. Josh, why don't you take it away?
Thanks, BK. Well, on behalf of National Baseball Hall of Fame Chairman Jane Forbes Clark, our board of directors, the entire staff here in Cooperstown, and Jack O'Connell of the Baseball Writers Association of America, it's my honor to announce the results of the 2025 BBWAA Hall of Fame election. I'd like to thank Mark Moran of Ernst & Young for his assistance in tabulating the final result. And as always, we want to thank the voting members of the Baseball Writers Association for their participation. This year's ballot featured 28 candidates with 14 newcomers joining 14 holdovers from the 2024 ballot. In arriving at their individual decisions, the electors took into consideration the following criteria: the player's record, playing ability, integrity, sportsmanship, character, and the contributions to the team or teams for which he played. Tonight, we're pleased to announce the addition of several new members of the Hall of Fame who will be honored alongside Dick Allen and Dave Parker at our induction ceremony on July 27th at the Clark Sports Center here in Cooperstown. Our first electee was a 10-time Major League All-Star, a 10-time Gold Glove Award winner, and a 2-time American League batting champion, becoming the 30th member of the 3,000 hit club over 19 seasons with the Seattle Mariners, New York Yankees, and Florida Marlins. Today, Ichiro Suzuki becomes a member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame. He came to Seattle in 2001 after winning 7 Pacific League batting titles with the Oryx Blue Wave of Nippon Professional Baseball and immediately made a major impact. He took home AL Rookie of the Year and AL Most Valuable Player honors that year as the Mariners tied a Major League record with 116 regular season wins. In 2004, he notched 262 hits, the most ever in a single season in AL or NL history, and he logged 200 or more hits in his first 10 seasons in America while scoring 100 or more runs in 8 straight seasons. A career .311 hitter, he's one of just 7 players in Major League history with 3,000 hits and 500 stolen bases. As a member of Samurai Japan, he twice guided his home country to a World Baseball Classic title, and he becomes the first ever Japanese player to be elected to the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Ichiro, welcome to Cooperstown. Our second member of the class of 2025 won 251 games and struck out 3,093 batters during a 19-year career with the Cleveland Indians, Milwaukee Brewers, and New York Yankees. Today, CC Sabathia becomes a member of the Hall of Fame. A 6-time All-Star and the 2007 American League Cy Young Award winner, he led the AL in victories in back-to-back seasons in 2009 and 2010, winning 20 games in the latter season to join the prestigious fraternity of Black Aces. He helped lead his team to the postseason in 10 different seasons, earning ALCS MVP honors in 2009 en route to a World Series championship with the Yankees. A native of Vallejo, California, he finished in the top 5 in Cy Young Award voting in 5 consecutive seasons from 2007 to 2011. Just the 3rd Southpaw to enter the 3,000 strikeout club, he ended his career with more Ks than any other left-handed pitcher in American League history. CC Sabathia, welcome to Cooperstown. And our final member of the class of 2025 played 16 seasons for the Astros, Phillies, Mets, Red Sox, and Braves, finishing his career with a sparkling 2.31 ERA and 422 saves, the 8th most all-time. Today, Billy Wagner joins the Hall of Fame family. As one of the game's most dominating closers, his fastball regularly topped 100 miles an hour. He struck out 1/3 of the batters he faced in the big leagues, and his 1,196 career strikeouts stood for years as the most by a left-handed reliever in Major League history. Among pitchers with 900 or more innings, he has the highest strikeout rate and the lowest opponent batting average in MLB history. A 7-time All-Star who also reached the postseason 7 times, he finished 4th in the 1999 Cy Young Award voting when he posted a 1.57 ERA and 39 saves with 124 strikeouts in 74 2/3 innings for the Astros. A fireballer from Appalachia, he logged a career-high 44 saves in 2003, one of 10 different seasons in which he ranked among his league's top 10. Billy Wagner, welcome to Cooperstown. And finally, just a few words for our audience watching in Japan. Nihon no fan no minasama, kono tabi wa Nihonjin hatsu no America yakyū dendo iri wo hatashita Suzuki Ichiro senchu wo koko ni happyō dekiru koto wo taihen koe ni omoimasu. Kotoshi no natsu oku no fan ga hakubutsukan ni gorai ni tadekeru koto wo kokoro yori omachi shite orimasu. Ichiro senchu, Cooperstown e yokoso. And with that, Cooperstown welcomes 3 new members to the Hall of Fame. BK?
Oh, Josh, outstanding. So a 3-man class. Ichiro's vote total, do we know that?
We do.
So, okay.
We finished with 99.7% of the vote, all but one vote.
All but one.
Indeed.
Okay, make of that what you will. It's very difficult. Only one man has ever been unanimous, Mariano Rivera. Everybody, literally all those guys there. That's Babe Ruth,
Once
Ty Cobb.
you're in, and the vote total doesn't matter.
How close were we with Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones?
Carlos finished right around 70%, and Andrew was around 66.3 or so. So both continuing to make strides.
Okay, huge day in late July, July 27th.
Right here in Cooperstown, we want to get as many people here to come visit us and see this thing up in person.
We are expecting a huge crowd. Again, the Japanese fans will be here.
Yeah, we think fans, if you look at the full class, all 5 of them, you're talking about basically half the teams in Major League Baseball represented at some point. So we think fans from all around America, all around the globe, are going to be here in Cooperstown, and we can't wait.
It's going to be a great weekend, our 3-man class. Josh, thank you so much. All right, Greg, 99.7%. Oh. An extraordinarily high percentage for Ichiro. One shy, don't double over. One shy right there. And again, Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones may have to wait till next year, but they're very close. Greg, back to you.
BK, Josh, outstanding stuff. Josh Roberts speaking Japanese. That was incredible. All right, Bob, I love when you do this. Walk us through all of the results.
All right, first of all, Ichiro was a foregone conclusion. Whoever is the person who did not vote for Ichiro, he or she must step forward and explain themselves. Not to be pilloried. I'd just like to hear the reasoning, because I can't fathom a single reason.
Absolutely.
Can't fathom a single reason. CC Sabathia, maybe even a higher vote total than one might have expected, but we did expect him to be elected. Billy Wagner, right on the brink, was missed by what? A handful of votes, 5 votes last year, made it with 28 votes to spare. This year jumped from just under 74% to 82.5%. Carlos Beltran missed by 19 votes. Fairly certain he will make it next year. Andrew Jones took a large leap to just under 62%. And again, as Tom and others have mentioned during the course of the program today, the ballot loosens up a little bit in forthcoming years. So I think Andrew Jones has a heck of a shot. Chase Utley made a significant jump. He jumped 11% from 29%, 28.8 to 39.8. So that bodes well for Chase Utley. A-Rod and Manny Ramirez staying in the 30s. There was a bit of a tailwind, as I perceive it, from CC Sabathia for Andy Pettitte. He's still way off. He's at 28%. But as we mentioned earlier, when you compare Pettitte's numbers to Sabathia, there's a comparison there that may help him in future years. And Felix Hernandez debuted on the ballot this year. He has credentials. He was an analytic darling. He won a Cy Young Award. He threw a perfect game. He had a good stretch. He wasn't much of a compiler. He was done essentially by age 30.
And Jimmy Rollins also went up in support from 14% to 18%. Dustin Pedroia, you're one on the ballot. 11.9%. Burley stays at around 11%. But what I find interesting, Ian Kinsler was sort of packaged with Dustin Pedroia, 2 second basemen on the ballot for the first time. Kinsler does not get the 5%.
Yeah.
So he will drop off the ballot. And Brian McCann got no support. So it was John Morosi and a few other of his friends, apparently.
Yeah, but there's only 10 slots on the ballot, so, you know, JP would like to have 20. But
I mean, I'm with JP.
Somebody had to go. You know, David Wright and Dustin Pedroia were each on a Hall of Fame track, and circumstances, injuries, took them off that track, and that's likely keeping them from ever being elected. But they still have a shot. But
well,
no,
Buster Posey effect's going to affect guys like that, I think, because he's going to get him with 1,500 career hits.
I feel this way every year when we do this show. When you say that so-and-so is not a Hall of Famer, or it's borderline, or I have to think about it, it's perceived as if, by some as if you don't appreciate what they've done. Anybody who played 10 years in the big leagues had a notable career. People like Curtis Granderson and Jimmy Rollins and Ian Kinsler and Ben Zobrist, Torrey Hunter, Adam Jones, these weren't good players. These were very, very good players.
They were household names.
Yeah.
Look at, I mean, you think about the time they're in, you turn the TV on, most of these guys were in the postseason. You knew who they were, you know, so that's pretty impressive, but they've dropped off. I'm miffed. Ichiro, 99.7. I mean, come on. I just, when you watch the grace that he played with, everything else, I can circle back and be upset. But look, this is a celebration. We got 3 guys. And then you got Dave Parker, and you also have
Dick Allen.
Dick Allen going in. Class of 5, man, this is going to be huge. It is going to be a great time.
Yeah, Ichiro
Congrats to CC, Wagner, Ichiro, all of them.
Ichiro needs to have a drink if Ichiro drinks. Something, raise a glass of something with Jeter. They're in an exclusive club. One guy did not vote for
Maybe
each
it's the
of
same
them.
person.
They were teammates with the Yankees. And, you know, in Japan, there is no custom of someone having a middle name. So Ichiro, delightfully quirky as he was, used to inquire about other people's middle name. And so he always, not always, but often called Jeter Sanderson. Hey, Sanderson, because that's Derek's middle name. Ichiro doesn't have a middle name.
You know, a day like this reminds me of why we love baseball so much, because anybody can play this game. And you think about the 3 gentlemen going to the Hall of Fame. You've got Ichiro. I mentioned when he signed with Oryx, it was 120 pounds.
Amazing.
Made a career out of hitting the ball softly. You've got CC Sabathia, who played at 6'6", 300. He is, by far, the biggest Hall of Fame player to ever play this game. And then you've got Billy Wagner at 5'10", right-handed, becomes left-handed. Only he and Whitey Ford in the last 90 years made the Hall of Fame as a pitcher at 5'10" or shorter. This game is for everybody, and these guys are among the 1% who played it better than anybody.
Such a good point. And if Dustin Pedroia hadn't been derailed by injuries, he'd be in at 5'9" or less.
Yeah, Ichiro Suzuki, I'm being told, is standing by.
Aha.
There he is, the newly elected Hall of Famer, the great Ichiro.
Ichiro
joins us live after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Advil liquid gels are faster and stronger than Tylenol rapid release gels.